Hi, my name is Lisa Cross, and this is Signature Project 2 for SE 504. The purpose of this study is to determine the effects of goal setting on academic motivation and achievement. As you can see from the graphic, it shows that a lack of motivation equals low achievement, and after goal setting, you will see increased motivation and achievement. Original data. A lack of academic motivation among students has been an ongoing challenge for educators for decades. There are differing opinions on how to best address this issue. However, what most agree on is that without academic motivation, it becomes increasingly difficult for students to reach grade level achievement. Fong 2022. When students lack the desire to engage in their learning, they often end up doing just enough to get by. The results of doing the bare minimum can create stagnant academic growth, ongoing decline in achievement, and in some cases, students dropping out of school altogether. Abar et al. 2012. Background investigation, Locke and Latham's goal-setting theory. For students of all ages, academic motivation is an essential component for reaching grade level academic achievement. Determining why a student is achieving below grade level is vital for providing the right types of intervention for the student. The purpose of this study is to determine the effects of goal setting on academic motivation and achievement. Based on research from psychologists Locke and Latham's goal-setting theory, a potential solution to a lack of academic motivation is goal setting. Tosi et al. 1991. Students who are instructed in the practice of goal setting are likely to have an increased academic motivation, which has been shown to improve academic achievement. Locke and Latham 2002. This study hypothesizes that middle school students' achievement will improve when they receive instruction on creating SMART goals to increase academic motivation. Action Plan Overview. The experimental research plan for this quasi-experimental study will include providing underachieving students with direct instruction on setting SMART goals for 8 weeks to help improve academic motivation, which will positively impact academic achievement. Students will learn why it is beneficial to set goals, what types of goals to set, and how to go about carrying out the goals. Martins et al. 2024. The research will use quantitative data from the iReady Math Diagnostic Benchmark assessments given in the winter and spring. Action Plan Sampling Method and Description. The participant sample will consist of 8th grade students who scored below the 25th percentile on the school-wide iReady Math Diagnostic and who do not already receive IEP services. This criterion sampling will consist of students who have been placed on the problem-solving team and receive Tier 2 and Tier 3 math intervention. The students who meet this criterion and whose parents consent to them participating in the study will then be randomly divided into 2 groups, the experimental group and the control group. Students who are in the experimental group will participate in a goal-setting instructional class in place of their regular study hall, along with their regular math intervention class. The remaining students who receive math intervention will be students in the control group and will continue to receive math intervention but will not receive the additional goal-setting instruction. Action Plan, Instrumentation, Procedures, and Collaborative Efforts. The study will take place over an 8-week period between the winter and spring Math iReady diagnostics. On week 1, teachers and students will review winter iReady scores and the teacher will administer a motivation scale to the student. Week 1, the teacher will introduce SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, and train the students on how to use them. Weeks 3 through 6, students will use weekly goal sheets, and teachers will monitor and collaborate on student progress. Week 7 will be a reflection period where students and teachers identify obstacles and adjust goals if needed for next quarter. And week 8, students and teachers will review spring iReady scores and celebrate progress. Validity. Internal validity. The students in the experimental group will receive consistent goal-setting instruction 3 days a week, along with regular math intervention over an 8-week period between the winter and spring iReady Math Diagnostics. All students will be tested in the same environment during the same testing windows, and the results will help educators measure students' performance at Pizitz Middle School to students in the same grade across the country. External validity. The results of the 2 groups may apply to similar student populations across the country since iReady is a norm reference diagnostic tool. The groups at Pizitz Middle School are limited by sample size, however, since the math intervention and goal-setting instruction is only offered to students who fall below the 25th percentile. Ethical considerations. Parents and guardians of the students participating in the study will be given consent and permission to conduct research forms outlining the purpose and plan of the study, how their student was selected, and the potential risks and benefits of participation. They will be provided with a timeline of the study and informed that participation is completely voluntary. They will also have the option to withdraw their student from the study at any time. All student information will be kept confidential. Each student will be assigned a number for use during the study, and names will not be included in any of the data reporting. A plan will be in place to protect the rights of all participants throughout the duration of the study. Anticipated growth. Research shows a strong correlation between the benefits of goal setting and academic motivation, which promotes academic achievement. Goal setting not only positively affects motivation, but it can also help students improve focus, resilience, and self-efficacy. Al-Battani et al. 2019. Students who believe in their own capabilities to succeed are found to have improved attitudes towards learning and will therefore experience an increase in academic motivation. Academic achievement. Research supports those students who have a renewed attitude towards learning coupled with a clear target to work towards will have a strong desire to succeed. When students are given instruction on how to create SMART goals, they will have opportunities to improve self-determination, which will help them evaluate their own progress and adjust as needed. Bachman et al. 2024. Dedicating time to provide instructional lessons on goal setting will have a valuable impact on long-term student achievement. Figure 1 shows the percent increase on course grade in relation to goal setting and reflection surveys. The positive correlation between goal setting and an increase in academic achievement is supported by the trends in the graphical data in Figure 2. The data from the experimental group supports that goal setting helps students perform better post-test and contrasts with the declined performance of students in the control group. The control group's performance is lower on the post-test, showing the risk of achievement potentially deteriorating over time. Papathmu 2022. To see growth in the proposed research study, an increase in iReady scores from winter to spring would indicate an increase in motivation and achievement. Analysis of research proposal. At the end of the 8-week study, student achievement will be measured by comparing test scores from the winter iReady math diagnostic, which would be considered the pretest, to scores from the spring iReady math diagnostic, which would be the post-test. The purpose of this study is to assess whether goal-setting instruction had a measurable effect on student growth in math achievement. Based on the research, the prediction is that students who receive direct instruction in goal setting will demonstrate increased academic motivation and improved test scores. Al-Battani et al. 2019. Limitations. Chronic absenteeism. Absences due to illness, mental health challenges, or lack of parental support can significantly impact student achievement. If a student was absent during the spring diagnostic assessment, there may be no benchmark to compare against the winter diagnostic, making it difficult to measure growth accurately. Pre-selected student population. The study is limited to students scoring below the 20th percentile. This means students scoring just above the threshold are not included in potentially overlooked group that could benefit from targeted intervention. Reflection. Factors that could be changed for future research would be expanding the target groups to more students, not only those who score below the 25th percentile on winter math diagnostics. Students who score below grade level on reading diagnostics could be included as well. What about students who scored in the 26th and 27th percentiles? They are still below grade level but missed the cutoff for the extra support. Other factors that could be changed for future research would include giving all students in the 8th grade a student motivation survey at the beginning of the school year to help them reflect on their own motivation. They could be given an introductory lesson on goal setting early in the school year to promote self-determination and autonomy over their learning. In addition, teachers could continue goal setting each 9 weeks to measure the long-term impact of goal setting instruction on motivation and student achievement. References. Credible sources used to support this proposal can be viewed by clicking to the link on the right. In conclusion, goal-setting instruction has the potential to empower students, leading to an increase in academic motivation and achievement. Thank you for watching.